everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of 31 Days of Indie Horror. I'm your host, Jonathan Moody, and I have a returning guest here. How are you doing,
Yes.
Madeline Deering? How are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
Doing fantastic.
Happy to hear it.
Yeah, so I asked Maddie here if she'd like to join me for this one, and I don't think you've seen this one before, right? This is your first time?
I never even heard of it.
I had heard of it probably through IMDb, and stuff. And I'd heard of Lamb Feed for a while. I don't know.
Oh, really?
I don't know why of all those the specific ones, but I think I'd heard of Lamb Feed, and and I'm friends on Facebook with Michael Rodriguez, who directed it, the movie, and I absolutely I dig what he's doing with this, putting him, because they were all, from what I've understood, they were all originally just short films he did. They were not meant to be an anthology. And then he sort of just said, you know what, let's make an anthology out of these three instead of just, not doing anything with them, which is smart.
Yeah, that's the way to get it out there. It's definitely smart. But I could also kind of tell, since they were so different, each story, you could kind of tell it wasn't made for.
And actually,
you know what I mean.
I want to talk about that real quick. Because, see, I kind of like that, and I'm sort of like that. I don't like anthologies that have like a theme necessarily throughout the whole thing. Like, this is gonna have to do with brutal violence. Every single one of them is like similar.
Yeah.
I like. When I did Scary Story Slumber Party, that happened to be the biggest problem that people had. People thought that I did the exact same thing here, which was I made, 9 different stories, and then I had 9 different short films, and then just put them together into a feature-length film. That was not the case. That was always an anthology. It was just collecting all these different stories. So I've always been, and I'm a huge anthology person, and I totally forgot when I set this up with you that this was an anthology. I totally forgot.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, I knew. I had to have known at one point, but I forgot. And so I was like, oh shit, that's right. When I started watching it today, I was like, damn, it's an anthology. All right, cool. I think this is the first of this season. I'm not sure if I did. I know I did. We did Veronica. I did Veronica last year, which was
boy.
Yeah. Trust me, we were just talking about that because me and my former roommate did it, and she worked with Danzig on the newest one that's coming out, the Death Riders movie that's coming out. I think they just had their premiere or something. So
cool.
Yeah, so I'm interested in seeing that. I hope it comes to Tubi or Amazon Prime, or hell, I might rent it. I don't think I'd buy it because Veronica was not that great. So
Veronica was a mess, and
yeah.
I know like 2 people who liked it, and Sean Donahue is a big fan.
Well, I can sort of see that,
I can see that too. And actually, my Death Score service shirt on, which is
nice.
Kind of funny. Let's talk about. But yeah, I was not a fan of Veronica. I mean, that movie's a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I'd be interested to see the next one. So I'll rent it as well.
Hey, whatever. But yeah, so this movie, we didn't even say the title of the movie, but I'm guessing people can tell from the title of the thing here.
Yeah,
we're talking about Last American Horror Show.
I feel like that's such a generic title, and I feel like maybe I have heard of it, but I think that other movies have similar titles. I don't know. Just sounded
maybe that's
familiar.
Yeah, maybe
and,
that's why.
No offense to anything as far as the title goes. It's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, honestly, once again, I think it goes to show that like they were trying to come up with something, that a anthology, a new anthology. This isn't something like, I think Wild Eye released it, if I'm correct, if I saw that beginning, say Wild Eye, and and good for them, because honestly, it's It's a fun little project. What does it do? So let's talk about the wraparound, and I guess we'll talk about
Yes.
the beginning of the wraparound, and we'll talk about the whole thing. So basically,
Yeah.
it starts out with Felissa Rose is she's having a date come over. I'm guessing she met him on like Tinder or one of those dating apps, and
Okay, Cupid.
okay,
Plenty of
Cupid,
fish.
plenty of
eHarmony.
plenty of catfish. One of those many, one of those.
FarmersOnly.com.
Actually, it was supposed to be a Christian site, though, right?
It was
So
Christian Mingle. I
maybe
forgot it was a
Christian.
Christian site. That's
So
funny.
maybe it's Christian Mingle or something, which is, I mean, she just wanted to meet a nice guy, and she
Yeah.
met a total dick, who claims he's a Christian, I guess. I don't know. I wonder if he was pretending to be a Christian,
Probably. I mean, I feel like people probably do that on those sites. I wouldn't put it past anyone.
Right. I wouldn't put it past anyone either. But that was what she said. She said she wasn't a Christian and she was just looking for a nice guy,
Yep.
And then she meets Marv, who I love Marv. I can't I can't pronounce his last name well. It's like Blavet or Blavel.
I don't even know.
I don't know. I've known Marv for a while.
Oh, okay.
I've never called his like full name to him. And I thought for a douchebag character, he did a fantastic job.
He did, yeah, for sure.
And then
I love that with the pizza guy, that exchange.
Tino, who was, I think Tino and Michael had worked on a project together called League of Shadows. So this movie had like the pizza guy part was just like, how many times have you ever seen a pizza guy want to hang out and watch a horror movie? Like,
and he had an American guinea pig shirt. I probably would say, please come on in, let's watch.
Well, if you were on a date, you probably wouldn't have,
Well, yeah, it depends on the date's going. That date wasn't going so well, so I probably would have been like, yeah, sure, why not? No, I'm just kidding. But that whole part made me laugh. I mean, it was pretty funny.
Yeah, and she made him pay for the pizza, which he didn't even know what pizza they were,
sausage and pepperoni.
Yeah, because he was like, yeah, he was like, well, I know she likes meat, or something.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. So yeah, so the first, for basically the wraparound, which I want to talk about real quick. I've been watching a lot of anthologies, mainly because I'm working on one myself again, and I just want to see what kind of research and see what people are doing these days. Let me put this over here a little bit. So I was watching it going, you know what? Their wraparound's pretty damn good, and what is good about that is, a lot of times people suck at wraparounds, or they don't. I watched one recently and I really liked one of the tales, but I didn't like, a lot of the other ones were kind of boring. But I watched one, didn't have any wraparound at all. It would just go to the next thing and it would just say what the next movie was going to be, and I hate that, because that's not an anthology to me. That's just a collection of shorts, Yeah,
that's laziness.
Right. Like an anthology at least has somebody there telling the story. You could have just a person, like a crypt keeper, like somebody just sitting in a seat telling the story, to somebody. Like, it's not that hard. I don't understand why people can't do that, or you're right. It's pure laziness. It's like, oh, okay, we got a bunch of these shorts. Let's just put them into a collection. And then they call them an anthology. And I don't know if that counts, I don't
know. I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Well, now you're
if it counted or not. Yeah.
Now you're thinking about it.
I can definitely see what you mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and that gives, so if you're a horror filmmaker, also, please, I've heard, okay, so this person, and I'm not going to say who or whatever, and I think they meant trilogy of films once, that because a trilogy of films, of feature films, is completely different than an anthology. Anthology means they're all connected in one story.
Yeah.
You know, but the person I think was talking about 3 different films that they were going to shoot, and they called it an anthology, and I'm like, oh god, you're gonna like really upset people, because if people are expecting the movie to be one movie to be its own thing, you know. So I don't know. I don't know. Some people, I think they just don't understand exactly what they're saying these days.
Like not hard to understand what an anthology is.
It's not, but
to me anyway.
Yeah. So this is definitely an anthology. So Felissa Rose and is setting up her date with Marv or whatever, and she's talking to. I thought it was somebody in the computer. I thought it was like Zoom or something. You know, like a
definitely.
webcam.
She's talking to someone in the beginning, and I thought that was kind of weird. It's not that it's weird, but you'd think you'd see who she was talking to. I guess it doesn't really matter.
Well, you saw at the end. You saw at the end. It was the girl who came up and killed the guy or whatever.
You know what? I watched this in 2. I'm not gonna lie. You know, watched the beginning and I watched the end 2 different days, and the ending was just like, what the fuck? So maybe I'm a little bit slow, but I did miss that, to be completely honest with you.
So it is, it is the person she was talking to, because remember she said she had to do like you know, she had to have a safe word for it, you know.
Oh man, you know what? Yeah,
you remember that now. You remember it.
I do remember that now, but I'm like, now I feel like, oh wow, how did I miss that? So
well, yeah. So she says the safe word because the guy is trying to, I guess, kiss her, or I don't know. He was definitely not.
It seemed like he was trying to rape her.
I don't know. Yeah, it was. It
seemed like he was going there.
He was going there, but like, thank God it didn't go anywhere too crazy. You know, like it could have, you know, right before she called the safe word, and then so blueberry pie, I think it was, or something.
Yeah, I think it was.
So blueberry pie, and then the monster comes in and eats eats him.
Yeah, which was neat, even though like I was confused, but now makes sense, you know. Yeah.
See, there you go. There you go. If you watch it in one sitting like I did, you can definitely see it. But I get it. If you're, you know, everybody's busy, so that's a great thing.
Exactly.
I love Tubi now because, and that's where I watch this on.
Me too.
Because you can, if you're signed in to Tubi, like you're signed in with your email, it'll save you where you're at.
Exactly.
If you're not, it won't, and then you have to like fast forward to where you're at or whatever and deal with all the commercials and stuff throughout when you're trying to get there. So and that's the thing. Like I love Tubi, even though they do have a lot of commercials. Still love it. I mean,
and Tubi pays filmmakers too. So when we watch this on Tubi, you know, the director is getting money, or the distributor or whatever.
Distributor.
I've always heard
money, but hopefully the filmmaker is also getting money from the distributor who's getting money.
But you know, I do enjoy Tubi, and I think regardless of commercials, it gives you a break to go to the bathroom, whatever. Kind of like back in the day when you watched shit on cable.
I still watch shit on cable, so I'm not gonna lie.
If I had cable, I'd watch shit on cable.
But then again, I also have satellite, so.
Oh man! So if you got a rainstorm, you're fucked.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Well. But see, if you got a power outage, you're fucked. You know, watching anything because you know, right?
You can watch it on your phone, I guess.
Not, but you can't charge your phone, right? So your phone
will depends how long your power's out and how good your phone is. But I'm just joking. So
also the internet kind of fucks everything. We're talking about everything but the movie. That's awesome.
I know. That's what we always do.
That's true. That's a normal day. We're at Indie Film Cafe. So let's go into the first segment is called Home Wrecked. And I thought it was okay. You know, it was an interesting I don't know. It was okay. The only problem I have with it is I'm not completely, but I'm kind of getting sick of home invasion stories. I mean, there's only so much you can do that,
For sure.
and I've seen so many in these anthologies because they're so easy to do. You just get one location, which is a home, and then you have a short film surrounding that. But like, it doesn't seem like anybody does anything. Like, it would be cool if, like, they broke in the home of like a cannibal or something, or a vampire.
If there was some type of twist, but this
Yeah,
wasn't.
this
It was
wasn't
just
much of a
kind of
twist.
cut and dry.
Yeah, so you got and oh man, that was another thing. So there's another thing I got really upset. So Sabrina Scott, who's wonderful, I love her. I've seen her in a lot of stuff. She plays like this pregnant lady. Just you find out she's pregnant, and then they don't do anything with it really.
No,
Like it, and I'm just like, there were so many missed opportunities for this short. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't like a bad short at all.
no.
In fact, I liked. And the other thing is the robbers didn't really have much of a personality.
No, they were just like, oh, let's go in.
Let's get high and then let's go rob this place or whatever, and steal these people's money. And it was just like there just wasn't anything interesting enough. And did you notice like all three of the short films have like stock footage in all of them in some way or another?
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't know if like
I mostly noticed it in the first and the last one.
I think the second one had a little bit, but it was just very.
It probably did, but I noticed a lot in the first and the last one.
I did too. And so this the first one especially, because they had the whole flashback to Vietnam, and
Vietnam.
You could tell those weren't the same characters, and so it's just like
the whole war thing.
The whole war thing was just kind of like, and that didn't pay off either. Like,
not really.
Which was such a bummer, man. You have this great idea, you have this kind of cool like thought.
I was thinking Rambo.
I was thinking that too, and maybe that's the twist, is that none of that happened. But it's kind of like,
I mean, the husband, or were they married? I can't remember, but he
breaks
killed
free
the robbers and everything, and but it was nothing you haven't seen before. It didn't do much for me. It was okay. It's not like I was bored, but I
wasn't bored by it.
It was something.
It was just it wasn't as entertaining as I feel like it should have been.
Yeah, for sure.
But I do like Jim Van Beber, who is an actual director himself. That was kind of cool.
Yes, I'm familiar with him. Yeah,
and Timothy Patrick Quill, or Tim Quill, who I believe, if I'm correct, he used to be friends with if I'm correct, he used to be. Oh man, used to be. I did not realize he died this year.
Oh shit!
Bummer, man. Yeah. That is very tragic. Holy crap. But I believe he was a part of the Sam Raimi crew.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah, he had looking back at the stuff, I remember him because I was obsessed for the longest time with with Sam Raimi's films and whatnot. And he used to work, he did all the old Sam Raimi shorts, Halfwit's Holiday, No Doughboys, the James Hoffa story, stuff that It's Murder, which I actually watched years ago because somebody uploaded it to YouTube before they took it down. And hey, you there, Maddie?
Yeah, I'm here.
We lost your thing.
Oh, what the hell?
Your video. There you go.
Am I here?
Yep, you're here now.
Okay, sorry.
And he was in Thou Shalt Not Kill Except, which I absolutely adore.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
I bought that a couple years ago, and I didn't know what to expect, but I really enjoyed it. Very underrated.
I think it's on Blu-ray now.
I have it on Blu-ray. That's where I bought it.
I need to buy it on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was part of that crew. So sad that he's no longer with us, but
yeah.
Rest in peace, Tim Quill. And so let's see. Then so that was that short. I mean, was there anything else that you wanted to add to that? Like that review?
Not really. I mean, it was just you've seen it before. Nothing wrong with it. It's just
Nothing
it's
too
there.
new, exciting.
No, there's
I
nothing.
did like the girl that was like the she was in the last one too in Lamb Feed.
Uh-huh.
I've seen her before. Like I don't know if I was friends with her on Facebook or something. Megan Shedane. But she was wonderful. I really liked her in that. And I just wish there was more of that and more stuff with her or the robbers. Like I wish the robbers had really come to life and did something different, or
they could have definitely just kind of expanded on stuff. I mean, again, I know it's too short, but
once again, do something crazy, like put them, have them home invade a vampire place, or something, or the witches or cults doing, sacrifices, and you know what I mean? Just something, because when it's just like a bunch of people hanging out and then they just get whatever, and then one person escapes, it just gets kind of old.
Yeah.
But this was made a few years ago, so
well, I know the movie came out in 2017. So.
Yeah, and I think their shorts were made in like 2004.
Probably before that. Because
so.
I was watching a movie, a shot on video movie called like Venus Flytrap, and it was kind of a similar idea where like you think these people are inviting themselves over to this like rich people's house, but the rich people, turn the tables on them and stuff. And I thought it was really good, like a cool twist on like a home invasion, even though, and I don't know, after just watching that and watching this, I was kind of thinking about that, but
okay.
Well, I don't know. It kind of random. It's just like home invasion movies, like you already said, like they can be hard to pull off.
Well, they're just hard to pull off as original these days, unless you really
unless you're The Strangers, which I think is probably one of the best home invasion movies ever.
Maybe that's the thing. Maybe I'm just not into home invasion movies.
No, and I mean, I like the original Purge even.
I dug the original Purge because I like the concept of like the whole thing, not just the home invasion part, but
it was just kind of the way they made the idea and the way they pulled that off, and they made sequels that really expanded on the idea. I thought
exactly
it's a good origin. It's a good way to start it, and an original way to do a home invasion, like that's what you're talking about. A good original way to do one.
See, and here maybe an idea that I would have had probably for the wraparound was maybe Felissa Rose could have played a horror director, who made these movies, and that's why she was showing them or whatever, because then she could have been like, these were actually not horror movies. These were like her, like real life, things that she caught.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, but anyway, whatever. But let's go back to the next short. Let's go on to the next one, which, I mean, Home Wrecked, once again, we can say like, okay, we get it. It was understandable. The next one was Night of the Sea Monkey. I have a feeling that was your favorite, or was it not?
Oh my God, that was what made the movie for me. I loved it. Lynn Lowry is so funny in it. Everything about it, I just really enjoyed this one. And like, I think that was my problem is you got two like more serious ones and one comedic one. I wish they were all a little bit more comedic or all serious, but I loved this one.
Yeah, so
I had a blast watching it because after Home Wrecked, I was like, whatever. It's okay. After I watched this one, I was like, this is great. It was so fun, and I loved the creature. I loved everything about it. I thought it was great.
Yeah, exactly. I agree,
and the story even.
That's why I knew it was it had to be your favorite, because it was my favorite too. Like of course. I think, once again, it was like more fun and lighthearted.
Yeah.
And, silly and goofy at times. that I felt like even though it was made, written, and directed by the same guy, it didn't feel like it. It felt like a
No, not at
completely
all.
different project. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Lynn Lowry was just fucking hilarious.
Oh my God, love her.
With her God, what is Alzheimer's that she was having,
Yeah.
her character. She was like, "Who are you again?" You know, after he had just said grandma, you know, like, and then
like she's sitting on the couch talking to her dead husband or whatever,
Yeah.
and
that scene just
and whenever she's talking, like they're at the table and she's like, "Oh, she would have had like a half black brother," like shit was funny. She was great. She made it. I mean, I love Lynn. She's great. Great person, great actress, and like she shined here. Oh my God.
So I think that was the thing, like, and that's the thing, because Lynn doesn't do many shorts.
No,
she doesn't. She's even told me that herself. Like, she doesn't like to do shorts because, like, most of the time shorts don't go anywhere. Unless you put them into anthology, they go to a horror festival or something, and maybe they'll win awards. But most of the time, shorts, unless they're a part of an anthology, they don't go anywhere. They don't make any money, and most, and this, I could see this winning awards because of how funny and goofy and silly it was.
Exactly.
And just like bizarre at times. So okay, let's tell the story a little bit. So this little kid who was wonderful.
It was great. He looked really familiar. I think I've seen him in something else, but I didn't look him up on IMDb. He looked very familiar. I don't know if it was just me.
Well, his name is Sean Laguna, and I'm not seeing. He was in American Horror Story for one.
I haven't even watched that. He must just remind me of someone. I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, he's got that, like, yes, he's got that look to him.
He must, yeah.
The original title was Night of the Sea Monkey: A Disturbing Tale.
Nice.
Yeah, so it kind of works for that.
Oh yeah.
It was cute. So basically, this kid wants a sea monkey, like, or whatever, like he wants a sea critter, as they call them. I guess I don't know if there's if you can call. They call them in the title sea monkeys. So I don't know if if they're allowed to really, like, because is sea monkey it's not a trademark or anything.
I don't think so.
So
I'm not 100%.
So he buys this sea monkey, and my favorite actor in the whole thing was Johnny, by the way, was the boyfriend or whatever. I just thought he was hilarious. But anyway, so like they buy the sea monkeys, they put the water, nothing happens. So he's upset, and he thinks nothing's whatever. So they throw him down the drain, and then later, I guess they're gonna get more, another set or something later, and the father wants to kind of give the talk about, and then talk about owning a pet, and then he gives the most disturbing story.
I loved that scene. I loved his monologue, actually. I really did. I
thought it was so out of the blue and weird, but like,
that's why I liked it.
I know, I had a feeling you'd like that. Me, I don't like dogs being hurt or whatever, like, in videos or anything, but like I don't mind if they just talk about it or whatever, because, well, I mean, I do mind. I didn't like hearing that. I was like, because I was imagining it in my head of what was going on. I was like,
yeah,
that's so sad, But aside from that, I just thought it was so funny that this, like, and so out of left field that this.
Yeah, it's so random. It's just like, let me take you upstairs or whatever, have a drink, and tell you this fucking story. Like, what?
That father was freaking nuts, and in a good way.
Oh yeah,
he was just out of batshit crazy. And so then you meet the grandma later, and they're having dinner, I guess. Where are the other kids at? Like, I didn't understand, like, where do the kids go? The other, like,
I noticed that too. It was kind of weird.
They were kind of like, I guess one of them asked to be excused or something. And then the other, oh, that's because, okay. So there's that scene where he's just like, kind of like the grandma is asking when the 18-year-old girl is going to be pumping out babies for him.
I know. She wants her great grandkids.
Yeah, or grandkids, right? Great, it's grandkids.
Didn't she say great grandkids for some reason? Because you're right, it wouldn't be great grandkids. So I don't know why I thought she said that.
Maybe she did because she was having Alzheimer's. And
she was.
She was like really off her rocker. I don't know.
Yeah, she played it perfectly. Again,
she did. She did a wonderful job. And so yeah, we didn't really. I guess we don't have to say much except that the things come to life and they start killing everybody, and then they impregnate the girl at the end. So
oh my god, that was a fun surprise, and she got her grandkid.
Yeah, she got her grandkid at the end. She was happy about that, and she got her cigarette finally.
Yeah, I love how she's like telling the kid to like, oh yeah, you got to be the bait. You want to die? Like it was like so ridiculous. It's just, yeah, I had a real blast with this one. I really did, if you can tell. I'm laughing thinking about it.
I know, and that's great, and that works perfectly for this kind of movie. So I really enjoyed that one, and I was shocked, honestly, because from the Night of the Sea Monkey and from the last one, I just wasn't sure. Honestly, I think
same.
I don't know. I think this one should have been probably the first one, honestly. Now that I'm thinking about it, because
it'll keep people's interest a bit more. Be like, oh yeah, this is fun.
Because I think some people might stop after the first one because they're just like, yeah, it's kind of boring, or whatever. Not
especially with people's attention spans the way it is now.
Oh, with how many shit is on TV that they can go to? See,
that's exactly. That's what it is.
That's the problem. Is there's so much content out there right now that people, can say, you know what, if I don't like this, I'll just find something else I probably will like better.
You're 100% right.
And this is gonna sound terrible, but if I weren't reviewing this, I probably would have turned it off after the first one. I love Sabrina Scott. I absolutely do. I think she's dull, but she was not used much in that movie, and whatnot. So, but if they had kept it with this one, I probably would have kept it going, because even by the second one, even if the second one was home wrecked and it kind of bored me, it would make me want to see the next one.
Exactly.
Because maybe it's going to be similar. And then if not, I've watched the whole movie, so who cares? I get the ending. And the ending, like I said, was really good. I liked the ending. So like I would have been okay with it. But so that I think honestly they missed an opportunity to put the first, plus it had Lynn Lowry in it. So like having a star, people are gonna think, oh, who's the next star? Next star in the movie is in the next segment too.
Lynn and Felissa Rose both. So
yeah,
two big stars.
Yep, exactly. So Lynn and Felissa and Tiffany Fest has been in a lot of stuff, including like a Circus of the Dead and many other.
I love Circus of the Dead.
Right, and so she's been in a lot of movies.
Yeah,
that these people have, So I mean, wonderful actors that are attached to these projects.
Oh yeah.
So the third movie is Lamb Feed. And like I said before, it's the one I know of, like I've heard of. I don't know why. I think it's just I've seen it on IMDb, but I never saw it until until today. What was your thoughts on this?
I thought I liked it. I didn't love it. I love stuff about cults.
I'm do
fascinated by it. So but I think it could have been, it wasn't. I thought, where did I guess in the description it mentioned cults. Yeah, so it kind of felt like it was, but maybe not 100%. I don't know.
I just think the town, or
maybe just really cannibals.
The town's just really fucked up because there's a point where the policeman comes in, and
I did like that because
it was a twist a little bit, right?
It was a cool twist.
All right, so let's start from the very beginning. So basically, Lamb Feed is about this kind of jackass guy. He's a dick. He's, Melanie Rebel, who I'm friends with. She plays like his ex-girlfriend on the phone with him.
Yeah.
He's getting nagged by her, and kind of like, what the fuck? Why am I getting nagged by you? And I'm on my way and I'm kind of lost already. Like, I don't give a fuck, like if I fuck about this conversation, and they hang up or whatever, they lose cell service. And then his car, like, tire blows out because something, we find out later, it was like something in the road that they had put like
Didn't it show that there was like wood with nails in it? Was that earlier in the short or later? It shows it at some point.
Right, but I think it was one of those things where it was like a thing with a bunch of nails. So like the cars would like I think Wrong Turn has stuff like that,
Yeah, Wrong Turn. A lot of movies do.
Yeah, where they do that so that whatever. Your tire busts and then you're fucked. And you're stranded out in the middle of nowhere. You have no cell service, so you got to go and you got to go start walking around and trying to find the nearest place. So he comes across this guy, and this guy's like, "Hey, you should come in here." And, okay, first of all, have we as a society learned nothing about, if somebody gives you a drink and you don't know the motherfucker, has Bill Cosby taught us nothing as a society that not even Bill Cosby you can trust, these
you can't trust anyone.
Don't take anyone's drink that you don't know, like, or whatever. So
he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed. So
what, Bill Cosby or the other guy?
The other guy.
I don't know. I was gonna say Bill Cosby seemed pretty sharp.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah. But no, the guy, yes, you're right. The guy didn't seem like, he seemed like it just like this, you're kind of your typical dick character, like
he's just like, oh, these two girls in this club. Let me I like them.
Which was weird because they weren't, I mean, like I wasn't, I was just surprised that he would want that, or whatever. He didn't seem like that, the type. He was just looking at him like, oh, they're girls, like, I don't know. But they weren't, they weren't unattractive. They were pretty hot.
No, so it was just funny. They were like the only two girls in there, and it was just like, oh yeah, here, like, you know what I mean? That's just like, oh yeah, here you go. I don't know. It was kind of weird.
That's how we're gonna attract you.
Kind of random, yeah.
By have these two girls just randomly look at you, and I guess so. He drinks the punch or whatever they gave him, which is fucking stupid. And he's hanging out with these, and then he meets the father, and the father is just going on this like,
the guy, in the wheelchair or whatever. He's just going on random rambles.
He was like my favorite character. That whole thing is just like randomly talking or whatever about these the shit that he's done or whatever and stuff. I think it seemed sort of racist or something, like some kind of undertone that was just like very like the dude even was like, I don't even want to talk to this guy. This guy is kind of freaking me out. And then he leaves and he goes and because he drinks the whatever it was and ends up sort of having this like kind of trip and
like hallucinating or whatever in the bathroom,
and then he ends up like making out with one girl and then like I guess motorboating the other girl, coming back, doing back and forth, and then I guess he sort of like loses all like things with his body, and they tie him up and they're gonna eat him, because that's what you do to random travelers.
Exactly.
So we'll get to the eating in a second, but then the cop shows up, and the cop is just like, hey, I'm not, or I'm here to, I knew something was wrong in this town or whatever. And he calls for backup, and you're thinking, oh my God, this guy could be saved. But of course not. He's a part of the whole thing. He's like, yeah, basically, psych, you're screwed. We're going to eat you.
And I mean, it actually was a cool twist. I was just expecting the cannibals or whatever to kill the cop or whatever, something like that to happen. For some reason, I didn't actually think he was like, oh yeah,
I actually did. I actually
yeah,
thought that only because the thought came to my head is like, why would they be doing this just now? Like, why would
yeah.
like
After
they should have been able to find this guy must be in on it with the whole town, but it did confuse me because he called for backup, so now I guess the backup is coming to eat the food too, or whatever,
probably
eat the guy,
that's
and
why I called
so
him
yep, and so then
enough
they
to feed everyone, I guess.
yep, and so they eat the lamb as they call them, and the eating was fun. I mean, just the
Yeah,
the good
some
person
good
eating
gore.
like intestines and other shit
Yeah,
that they were just eating, and I thought, okay, so there's some good gore, but then something weird kind of happens. Like I think it was setting up that the ex-girlfriend was going to come because like the idea
yeah,
is that like, but here's the problem: is she knows like he's gone to something, but she doesn't. As far as we know, as the audience, we don't know she knows where he is exactly, right?
uh-huh.
Because they show her later. That would have to be that, like, because they were saying they were gonna set up for somebody new to come, right?
Yeah,
And so if like they would have had to explain something like she had some kind of tracker in his car that she was going to be able to find him, and then that was going to happen, and then probably actually show that, because they didn't even do that. So it kind of ends with just sort of a like weird kind of like, okay, we're going to set up for the next lamb, and it's
yeah,
it's possibly could be this girl that might come try to find him, but we don't know because none of that's ever answered by the end of it. And so it was okay. It had some interesting moments to it. And like you
yeah.
said, I'm into cults. Like I like that stuff. Like I like watching, but the problem is like so many people do horror shorts on or features on cults, and there's no
Yeah.
real explanation of who they are and what their purpose for this is. And so I've always decided, like, if I'm going to do a cult thing, there's going to be more of an explanation,
Of course, as
of
there
what,
should be.
of why, like, do they want these people? Is there more to that? You know what I mean? So there you
Yeah,
go. But there really wasn't much information about the town or why they did this. It just was, there just was this cult that's there. That's it. So
exactly. I
all in,
really like the lighting in this one, like that green lighting when you first see like that bald guy he talks to. I
mhm.
thought I had some really cool lighting. I like the color choices. That's one thing I can say I really enjoyed in this.
Yeah, I mean, all in all, like there wasn't bad lighting, there wasn't bad acting. I mean,
And like the interesting choice of like the band that gave the whole place he was at kind of this weird vibe, and I thought that was kind of cool.
oh
It
yeah,
was
the
just like
band.
it was weird,
Yeah, it
and I
was.
thought it really did fit what was going on. I like that.
Yeah, the guy's like, I forgot what he said exactly, but I think when he saw the two girls, he like whatever he was like, you like what you see over there, and I'm like, it's
Yeah,
just two random chicks,
I
like
know. That's why I thought it was
all
funny,
right,
but it had
but
enough weird just to kind of make it that much more interesting to me, and I like that
yeah,
because it wasn't like a normal type of club you'd go to, so you could tell something was off.
exactly. So I think all in all, it was an entertaining movie. To go to the whole thing. At the end, you find out the guys that the guy that she's on the date with is trying to, as you said, basically trying to rape her.
Yeah,
And she's just, she calls the safe word, and he dies, and then that's it, and that's the end of the whole movie. And you know, honestly, I mean, is this something I'd watch over and over again? Probably not, but it's something I'm happy I saw, you know?
yeah, me too. I'm glad you recommended it because honestly, if I'd seen the poster and whatever, and like you said, if I watched the first short, I probably wouldn't have finished it. But I'm glad I did because there's a lot to like here. But did you see the post credit scene?
Did I? I don't think so. I don't know.
Kind of weird. It was like Melissa Rose, I think, with some other guy or something talking. It was kind of weird.
What did they talk about?
I don't even remember. It was nothing that interesting. They were just, I think, watching more movies. So she probably brought another guy over, maybe from the Christian side. I don't know.
So are you saying that basically it was a setup for like a last? Well, I guess can they not? They can't call it the last American Horror Show if they have a sequel, right? Can they?
Exactly.
Because then that means that that movie was the next to last American.
Or it could be a prequel, the first American Horror Story or whatever.
Listen to this, Michael. You know we need special thanks for this. If you make your next movie. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I just, that's the thing. That's the thing that annoys me about titles like that, like Last Something, or my other favorite one is Final.
Like the Final Friday.
Or Final Friday, or I mean, Friday has twice used the word final.
Final chapter.
Final chapter, and
Final
lies.
Nightmare.
Final Nightmare, Final Destination. But
Final Destination is different. It's just the name of the damn movie. There's
nope. The
5 of them.
Fifth one was called The Final Destination. So it was trying to say it was the last one.
Well, wasn't that 4?
Or 4. You're right. You're 4.
5.
Yep.
Yeah, all they did was add the. I know. Count that.
I do count that. I do count that. That's cheat. That's a way of saying that it's the whatever, and it's not. It is not the final destination. So
and 5 was awesome. So and there's also the last Sharknado, which probably was the last Sharknado. But
I don't know. Who knows?
I hope not.
Asylum might be heard, and you'd be like, oh man, we gotta bring.
They know how to make money. Just bring back Sharknado. People will watch it. You'll make money.
Exactly. I don't know why they stopped. I mean,
I don't either. I love that franchise.
I know. Yeah, you're a shark person. Should have picked a shark movie for us to do. I don't know why I didn't.
Next time.
Yeah, next year.
Next year.
We'll have to do another one. But all in all, I mean, it was what it was. You know what I mean?
I think it's worth checking out just if you're bored and just, want something to watch. If you're doing whatever and just want something on. I think it's a fun
like I
movie.
said, all in all, go watch it on Tubi.
Yep.
If you listen to this and you hadn't seen it, oops, sorry, we probably just ruined the whole movie for you.
Pretty much.
Hopefully you have seen it, and that's why you're watching this review, or or you've been wanting to, basically get a hint of what's to come. So there you go. All of these reviews have spoilers in them. So, oops, hopefully go watch these movies. Let us know what you think. If maybe you don't agree with me or Maddie, maybe you liked Home Wreck the best, or Lamb Feed the best, and didn't like
everyone's different.
Night of the Sea Monkey. Yeah, right. There are people who love those movies, and each one is, as you said, was different, right? Like you said, each movie was different. And I agree 100%. Each one is different enough that maybe somebody would get a kick out of it, for whatever reason. So, I like the second one the best, second story, and so did you. But all in all, it was fun. So go check it out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I guess check us out. Well, me and Maddie, it will be another person tomorrow. Gonna keep doing this, man. Getting 31 people for 31 days. This is insane.
As always.
We'll talk about that a little bit more after we're done. But thank you guys for checking this out, and hope you guys enjoyed it. And let us know what you guys think. Did you guys enjoy Last American Horror Show, or or what didn't you enjoy about it? Please let us know in the comments below. All right, everybody, have a good one, and thank you, Maddie, for coming on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me again.
Very, very welcome. You'll be back next season for sure.
I will.
Okay, have a good one, guys. Bye.
Bye.